You know, it's really pathetic when you are trying to build a narrative and then you get angry with the person because they won't fall into the narrative. Really? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine Los Angeles. This is season 2, episode 3. Listen, like I said, pathetic. When you try to build a narrative and that, come on, it's not supposed to be easy. It's a lie. You're creating a lie, and creating a lie that involves other people is not supposed to be easy. You got a lot of nerve to get an attitude because the people won't all fall into place in the lie that you're trying to create. Girl, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, sit down. We're going to talk about it. Anyway, let's go. Dr. Kendra. Dr. Kendra was talking to Brittany. And she said a little bit about this in the last episode. She don't really know what to do with her baby. And you don't. You know what I mean? I've had that experience where you literally are taking a brand new baby home. They don't come with a little pamphlet to say, this is what you do, and then they're going to do this. And they don't come with an owner's manual. So you kind of are learning as you go. Dealing with a newborn baby is different than dealing with a toddler, different than dealing with, an older kid. They got their own little thing, and then they're all different. They're all different, completely different. So, yeah, it just kind of is what it is. So she's having this whole thing. She knows about treating children, but actually rearing and dealing with and caring for her little one is a learning experience for her and her husband. So I just laughed. I was like, I understand. I understand. She started talking about the fact that she was going to have this here housewarming party. And also the two of them had a conversation. They didn't go real deep, but they talked about the fact of being biracial and the challenges of being biracial when people don't realize that you're biracial. It's not obvious. It's not obvious that Britain is black. Okay? You look at Britain looks like a white woman, but she not. She not. Her mama black, she black. On paper, Britain black just like I'm black. She ain't black like this. She black like this. Okay? On paper. But in the street, she black like this. And same thing with Kendra. Kendra is Asian. But don't nobody know unless she say so. Her mama's Asian and her daddy black. But see, the only thing with that, that's our double standard. In the street and on paper, she black like that. And, so they start talking about that. And it's an interesting conversation. It really is. We could do an hour on just that. But they talked about that. I said, very, very interesting. And it wasn't, it was done tastefully. And it makes you think, like, wow, that is deep. When you really think about that concept, it's deep. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I didn't make the rules. This is just the way it is. But like I said, I could do an hour talk on just that. Anyway, but I thought it was done. They put it in the show, and it was put in very tastefully, and nobody should be having an issue. It is what it is. Moving on. So we see, Dr. Robert and Shaniek. She's going on and on with this whole thing of she's not really happy with what she's doing. She's not being fulfilled. Yeah, and that's her storyline. She's not fulfilled. And then later on in the show, we see him and her talk. And he basically has told her, listen, anybody got time for the fly-by-night foolishness? You make a good amount of money and you want to walk away from that and start building a new career from the ground up. You need to have everything thought out for me to get on board with you. And it got, I need to know that you ain't just getting ready to throw away money and screw up chasing something and you ain't thought it all out. Because I don't want to hear down the line that you ain't happy again and you up the money, you know? So he ain't playing around with her. And I was like, okay, you know, I like him. I like him. He's kind of groovy. Like he's cool. You know what I mean? Like his personality is cool. Like he would be fun to be around. Now his wife, I don't like her so much. I don't. But opposites attract. You know, he's cool. She's a little bitchy. You know, a little bitchy. But you know, I guess they balance out well. Now, child, who is just adorable is that little boy of theirs, and their daughter. Their daughter's sweet too. But that little boy is like a star. He's another one that fits in with our Bravo children. He is like a little star in the making. Hilarious. He's hilarious. He's like a little itty bitty tiny little grown man. He got attitude and spunk, and he's just like a little star. He's just camera ready. I put him right in the group with little Ace from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Eva's little baby. You know, they are just little stars. Listen, Married to Medicine, Alora, Dr. Heavenly's daughter. Dr. Heavenly's daughter has always been a scene stealer. Alora has, for her whole time that we've known Alora has stolen every scene that her and her mama are in together. The little girl she's a star. And now she got more stuff going on. As she's getting older, she's getting just even more prettier as she goes along. And she's singing now and just doing her thing. Just little stars, like they were made for this. And little Robert Jr., same thing. He fits right in with the Bravo kids. So he's really adorable. Funny as hell. Anyway, moving on. Kendra and her mom. We get to meet her mom, baby. Her mom is truly this little Asian woman. And it's so funny because she reminds me of a lady that I know named Miss Kim. Her name is actually Miss Kim. And sometimes you all will hear me crack a joke. And I'll be saying Mrs. Kim's wigs, boots, and auto body shop. Okay? Because, you know, most of the time in the Asian stores, they sell some of everything. They sell gas, chicken, wigs, bags of hair, eyelashes. They run the lottery machine. They got Slurpees, chips, Doritos, Pops. Some of every goddamn thing. A set of wrenches, Ginsu knives. They have some of everything in their store. So that's where that comes from. But the lady I know, Miss Kim, her name is Miss Kim. She's like this really lovely Asian woman who has always been very supportive of everything that I did because I was a good customer of hers. She sold hair products and she also sold wigs. So, of course, you know I'm a drag queen, so I was always buying wigs from her. And then I'm a hairdresser as well, so I would be buying hair products and stuff too. So, me and Miss Kim have done lots and lots of business with one another. And whenever I needed to advertise things, like whenever I've done events that I was doing on my own, you know, she would hang my flyers, she would give out brochure. You know, Miss Kim, lovely woman. But Asian, and it's, you know, Asian women who are business women, they have a certain type of a personality. And they're assertive, but sweet. And a little anal about certain things. Baby, if that wasn't Kendra's mom, I laughed at her. She is not feeling that breastfeeding shit. She ain't for it. She don't want to hear none of that. What Kendra's talking about, she said, listen, you want to breastfeed, you bring your behind home. You can't go to work and breastfeed for the first year. You need to stay home with this baby. And I was like, okay. And you know, it don't matter what Kendra says. This is her feelings about, and that's like my mom. My mama ain't Asian. My mom, old black woman. And that's her thing. When my mother get her mindset, you be like, girl, shut up, honey. Just shut up. Because she ain't going to let it go. Kendra's mama ain't letting it go. She ain't feeling that breastfeeding shit. And then she wasn't trying to cook. Kendra's like, yeah, you going to cook for this party. She ain't cooking for the goddamn party. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Not making no seaweed wraps. I ain't making no fried rice. I ain't doing none of that. None of it. I ain't doing it. I just laughed at her. And then later on, baby, they ended up hiring a chef. She was driving that little man crazy. She was getting on my nerves. Now, I think she's a sweet woman. And I did. I took right to her. I said, oh, she's sweet. I like her. Reminds me of my Miss Kim, you know. But she got on my nerves now when she kept bothering that man. That man was trying to cook that food. She gonna tell him how to do the rice and all that. Listen here, Miss Kendra's mother. If you don't sit your ass down, now you said you ain't want to cook. Get your ass a seat. Sit down. You know, I said, girl, like I said, a little anal. She does. She remind me of my Miss Kim, and I always say my Miss Kim. Miss Kim has actually, she shut her store down and she actually moved back home after over 20 years. So, yeah, I miss her, child. She's really, really nice lady. But anyway, so that was that. I laughed. I got a real kick out of her. And then later on, we actually met Kendra's father. He's just as cool. He was very cool because they say he was a military man. See, that's another one. And he's a black man. It's always one thing or the other. They're either complete assholes or very cool. You know, very cool and welcoming. Or they're total assholes and drill sergeants. And Clem he came across as very cool. You know, he was very complimentary to the women and made them feel very welcome into the home. And, you know, real happy that they were, you know, hanging out with his daughter, you know, and I was like, okay, I think we like Clem. And you could tell him that the mother and him, they seem to be very in love. I said, look at them, like they're a cute little couple, real cute. I liked it. So that was cool. Now, my girl, Dr. Imani, her and Leah. So we got to see Miss Leah for the first time, like really get into Leah. Because we seen Leah and I said, oh, she's spicy. But we got to actually really get down and meet Miss Leah. Honey, Miss Leah is one, she's very cute, very groovy. She has a very groovy style to her, which naturally, for her and Imani to be friends, I would think she would be groovy, like Brittany, you know, and because you know, Brittany, child, Brittany be ragging. Miss Brittany gets down. Anyway, but Leah groovy. She's groovy. She's groovy. She's a businesswoman, okay? And she basically, she can go there with you. And to sum it all up, what I got from her is that she literally, like she said, she's a home girl with something to lose. You know, she probably used to bust an ass or two back in the day, but now she know that you can't just bust ass no more, because you bust ass, they come after your purse. So I'm going to try to ignore as much of it as I can to keep you out my purse. But if you push me too far, I'll give you one Gucci bag and I'm going to beat your ass. So that's what I get from Leah. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll take her. We'll take her. She can stay. So it was funny getting to meet her. Then we go over to, like I said, to Kendra's party. Mama was driving the chef crazy. Then we see scenes where Mac and Britton are actually picking up Imani. Imani had this beautiful, and this is always a groovy look because she is so tall. When you she looks really tall. Women look really good in maxi dresses. The fact that they could actually find them and they are all the way maxi and to the floor and stuff is like groovy. But it was really beautiful. Beautiful print. Naturally, the fit was everything. And it just looked really, really good on her. She looked really, really good. And then that damn Britton had this fierce-ass pale pink off-the-shoulder number. Y'all know how I feel about a little off-the-shoulder number, baby. Y'all know how I gets down with an off-the-shoulder, honey. One shoulder, two shoulders. Yeah, listen. It was sharp, though. Sharp. Stay sharp. And Mac always compliments her. He always looks good, too. So the three of them, I said, this is, you know, really, really cute. They look really good. Now, what I did think was cute, Jasmine and Shaniek, which the two of them get on my nerves, because I'm watching them, and I was trying to open up and kind of like them, but I see y'all. And y'all are being nasty. Y'all are being, it's beyond the mean girl. That y'all are being nasty. Y'all are creating a situation. Like you're literally building a whole narrative, and I don't like that kind of shit. I don't care for it at all. But one thing I thought was cute, there are these like grown ass women and they getting dressed together. So I was like, that's cute, you know, it's cute, you know. And like they got their little stuff together and they go over to her house and they get dressed together and they're going to the thing together. So that was cute. That was cute. Anyway. So, because again, you know, we don't ever see Jasmine's husband. She's the third wheel with Shaniek and Robert. Anyway, so they were having this conversation, and this is where I got with the beginning of this review. These two are upset with Imani because Imani isn't taking the bait. They're trying to work her into this whole narrative that she's not, that her apology is fake and phony, and that she's being phony and she's being standoffish. And she ain't doing any of that. She's not taking the bait. They keep trying to argue with her when she gets to a place, and she just isn't falling for it. She did it all last season with you. She's making better choices, and she's paying you two whores dust. Dust. Complete dust. And playing the game. Dr. Imani, work. See, it takes a lot of patience, because I know you want to bust their ass, but a lot of patience. Listen, when I tell you that Shaniek came all unraveled and looked a whole fool at this party. Anyway, when they first come through the door, okay, did you all catch it? Dr. Imani was sitting down eating. When they came to the door, she got up, took her plate with her, and went to the door and greeted and hugged both of them. Both of them. And they got angry. It already ruined the party for them. It was so evident. And then they got together and, you know, it was real fake. That was real fake. It wasn't fake. It wasn't fake. She was shutting the plan down. You expected Imani from season 1 to come and be given, girl, fuck them, honey. And she didn't. She didn't. She gave y'all old California girl, honey, like y'all be giving fake. She wasn't no faker than y'all. Oh, hi, honey. Gave it right to y'all. And I was sitting over there like this. Foil the plan. Girls, listen. When you dig a hole for someone else, you must dig 2. So that means there's 4 holes between the 2 of you all. You all look ridiculous. Anyway, moving on, Imani, you keep up the good work, honey. Don't fall for that bullshit. Anyway, so, Britain, you need your ass whooped. Britain said, oh, Kendra, open up my gift. I got you a gift. Beautiful silver frame. And that's the gift was the frame. But Britain is a clown. Britain then took a selfie of herself, baby, and then put her picture in the frame. And I laughed and I said, I wonder how many people didn't actually get that joke, get the gag. I haven't done it, but I had said I was going to go around and watch some other reviews on YouTube this week to see who got it and who actually didn't get it. Like, who actually thought she gave them a picture of her as the gift. The gift is the damn expensive ass frame was actually the gift. And she was being funny by because there's always a picture of some goddamn fools that you don't know. And so I thought it was hilarious. But that's like, Brett, you need your ass whooped. Funny. So anyway, moving on. So then they said, come on, lay up. Shaniek takes her monkey ass over there. Ladies, can y'all come inside? We want to have a conversation. Because the girls was like separated out. Because first they were all gathered up in one spot. And Kendra's like, come on. It's a housewarming. Go see the house. Go outside. Look at the view. Come on, move around. Feel comfortable. Go about my house. Live. Come on and live. And this is our home. You're welcome to move around. And she brings everybody else back together. All the girls, the showgirls, back together. And they get in there. And then they start with this bullshit. And Jasmine's like, well, yeah, Imani, it's something, your fakeness and this, that, and the other, and on and on. She wants to know about Phil's business. None of your damn business. Ain't this why we wasn't getting along in the first place? Because Imani was nebbing in what her husband's business was, and that was a problem. Now you want to do it about Phil's. Well, she told you, girl, and she threw a joke on it. Girl, I'm living in a drug dealer's house, child. And she's like, my husband his business is a cannabis business. And she's sitting, and then she took that, honey, and put 20 on 10. Oh, the hypocrisy. Girl, she already made a joke about it. She sprayed herself with her own tea. So you can't get Dr. Imani. Good girl. You don't ever let a bitch spray you with your own tea, sis. She sprayed herself, and she sprayed herself with a little good weed, honey, and let you have it. She's not falling into the bullshit. Honey, that Jasmine was hot as fish grease. Do you hear me? She got up and stormed down. Oh, they keep yelling. Because, see, Leah done heard enough of it. Leah done got an attitude. And just from the little bit of time that I was seeing Leah, they probably were there for hours filming this. Leah had this one shoulder jumpsuit on, and it had like a satin drape on one side, and it done got wrinkled, because it was, when she first come in, everything was perfect. But it done got wrinkled and stuff, and I said, she probably irritates because I know I would have been. I'd have been irritated as hell. I'm still filming. My goddamn jumpsuit that got wrinkled, and now you whores want to play games. So Leah had an attitude, and I was laughing, and I could be wrong, but I was like, I bet she's irritated as hell that the one side of that jumpsuit then got wrinkled, and she's still filming, and now these whores want to play games. She ain't here for it. So she was like lighting them up. It's like, girl, listen, she apologized. She gonna keep apologizing. Go ahead with the bullshit. So, oh, they're hollering too much. This, that, and the other. So she stormed off. She was hot as fish grease, y'all. So there's Shaniek. Shaniek decided to attack Miss Leah. Why? She goes all the way to the left and gets to talking about a comment that Leah made weeks and weeks ago about a picture on Kendra's Instagram. I'm going to be messy right now. I'm going to be messy. What is it, girl? And she says it. And Kendra was like, what? She didn't deny it. She stood in it. And then Kendra's like, well, I mean, the thing is, when it happened, what I had on, I was pregnant and I couldn't fit nothing else at the time. But again, she didn't have to defend herself. And it was funny because when they showed pictures from her Instagram, she was actually small. She was small when she got pregnant. All she had was the belly. So I'm like, okay, so I said, now it makes Kendra, she was like, her frame was totally different. She's like a meaty girl now. That's from her pregnancy. She wasn't no thin girl, but she wasn't like fluffy when she was pregnant. All she was belly. I said, So she had gone off to feed the baby and stuff. They got that calmed down some. And that doggone Hobart, she said, entertain the people because they started getting real loud, child, when they was in there fussing. And he go in there and start doing this speech, child. And they laughing at him, looking at him like, who does that? He was just trying to do anything to get them to stop arguing. I was like, Hobart, go sit down. Go sit down because you're looking even cornier now, which is what really makes us like you. But go sit your ass down now. The argument was more interested in that bullshit you're doing. So all of that had actually gone on. They told Shaniek, girl, you're shady as hell. You're shady. And then she was making me mad because she act like she ain't never been nowhere and ain't got no type of home training. She's sitting in the place. Now, you know everything new in the place. She putting her feet all on the furniture and throwing her legs over the chair sides. I said, try to put that bitch out. Girl, if you don't get off my furniture like that, where you come from? Where was you raised at? In a goddamn barn? Throw your legs. You can throw your legs over the arm of your couch. Arms of couches are not made for asses or legs. They're decoration. You sit on the couch. All this flinging around. I said, yeah, you real classy. Get the fuck out. Get out. Get out of here. Bye. And then she ends up, you know, she got all mad because that didn't go over. You shady and you're ridiculous. She's like, oh, we got to go get our kids. Yeah, go get them and go home. Get out of here. So she went down there and, baby, listen, I told y'all, Robert don't play with Shaniek. Robert told her, you wrong. You wrong. Your behavior wasn't acceptable and you wrong. He told her in a nice way, but no, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. You in there acting like a goddamn fool. I said, oh, it was terrible. But he told her, no, she was being shady and I had to get her together. No, and then your husband got your ass together, didn't he? Didn't he? We like Dr. Robert. That's right. Get her together. Because she did have y'all looking ridiculous. And just for the record, I wouldn't invite y'all back to my place again. Your damn wife don't know how to sit down on the furniture. You all would not be invited back. But you know, whatever. Anyway, I haven't talked enough, long enough. This was a good episode. It was. Dr. Imani, you're doing a wonderful job. Continue. Continue to make them eat it. Because the two of them are up to no good. And it really isn't cute. It really isn't cute. At all. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next week. Later.